Good day, everyone. We are Winning the Pooh. I am Amor C. Padua, also known as Amor, with a student ID number 1902987.
My name is Kylle Dela Cruz, also known as Solomon. My student number is 2101046.
I am Polinar, aka RK. My student number is 1904192.
I am Revilyn Joy R. Salasiban, also known as Ligaya. Student ID 1902232.
And I'm Christian Ignacio, aka Mr. Professor, student ID number 1902697. Oh no! I lost the Staffa case, but my identity is everywhere. How can I remove it?
This Mr. A from the Philippines has an estafa case. Unluckily, he lost the case, and here's why.
It is because his case is displayed in the search results that have been published as the same as topics of the Philippine jurisprudence. There are laws stating that he has the authority to file complaints against the publication about him, and that is his right. Hey there, Mr. Polinar. What are the laws supporting these claims?
Hi Ella. Data Privacy Act RA number 10173 protects individuals' information that should never be collected, processed, or maintained by any organization without explicit consent unless otherwise required by the law. Another one, the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012 or Act number 10175 aims to address these legal issues on the internet.
What if the government collected that kind of information?
Yes, they guarantee human rights for their privacy, and if they gathered that information, it seeks to protect its privacy.
Have you heard yet that the service provider are required to assist the law enforcement in gathering and protecting their information?
I think I've heard of it in an article. Yeah, it was stated from the zone of privacy.
Wait. Does it have to do to my case?
Your case made it to the Supreme Court?
Well, yes.
Sadly, there is no way for you to request or remove all the information from the internet.
But why? Why is that? How about my privacy?
Yes, you do have access to your information, but our country does not prohibit this kind of publications as it was made it to the Supreme Court.
I totally agree. The Philippine Constitution of 1987 stated in Article 3, Section 7 that your information access has limitation.
Yeah, right. There is no way you can invoke that your privacy was controverted. Your rights to your data do not forbid the publication to post it for general interest.
I am reading an article right now
About what?
about some identity theft issues.
Hey guys, I'm here now. What's going on?
Oh, nice! You have picked up our call. We were just talking about fraudulent cases.
Oh, okay. What about it?
There is this identity theft case in the US, and most fraudsters are from IT companies.
Really? What does identity theft mean anyway?
It's an illegal way of getting someone's data.
Exactly. Like this case about a man who mostly use children identities to request bank loans, to buy cars and properties.
Children?
Absolutely! Did you know that it usually begins with a stolen social security number?
But how?
According to some research, parents are the ones who get their children a social security number after they are born, and it comes with reasons.
What do you think are these reasons?
Or savings?
For medical expenses,
Government services? Definitely tax purposes.
Accurate! If it was stolen by the thieves, then they might create a false identity.
Most of the stolen identities were immigrant children who had left the US because neither the children nor the parents would check the credit reports. They stole their social security numbers. There are some IT employees who took advantage of their position, like this woman named Ignacio, who worked for the IRS in the Taxpayer Advocate Services branch and was pretending to help the victims of tax fraud. But the truth is, she stole the data. She got arrested and was sentenced to 9 years of imprisonment.
she used information to submit fraudulent tax returns and request refunds on debit cards. She stole about $400,000.
Are you aware that the most of these types of crimes happen with the use of your social accounts? Lots of identity theft happens on social networking service since people tend to share everything they do publicly. 30% of active social media users are most likely to be affected by identity fraud. Users of Snapchat, Facebook, and Instagram are the most likely victims, with a 46% higher risk.
It has a huge impact on the victims and business organizations, such as mental issues because of the feeling of helplessness, loss of funds, trust issues, and many more. In conclusion, we must secure our personal records, update passwords regularly, be aware of our transactions, and make sure it is safe because we don't know who is watching us behind this online trend.
Unclear whether he used it. He then arrested Craig, her daughter, and the woman recording. They were charged with resisting arrest and have been released.
This is wrong!
This violates human rights or what we call due process.
What is due process?
Due process originated from the Magna Carta in the 13th century document.
Magna Carta addresses the economic and political grievances that involve the said monarchy.
For better understanding about the phrase due process, according to fine law authority writers, it refers to the step the process in a court and enacted by the legislative branch.
There are two existing aspects of due process: the procedural due process and the substantive due process.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be provided for you. Do you understand the right that I have just read to you?
Procedural due process is a constitutional requirement when the government denies a citizen of life, property, or liberty. The person should be addressed by a notice and opportunity to be heard, and the Supreme Court will have a jurisdiction.
According to Article 3, Section 1 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution, no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall any person be denied the equal protection of the laws.
Good day, Mr. Mariano. I'm going to ask you one question. Are you sure you did not take drugs?
No, officer. I did not do it, officer. I swear, I did not took any drugs.
Say the truth now, Mr. Mariano. Are you really sure you did not take drugs?
Please spare me. I did not took any drugs. I swear, officer.
The confession and evidences that was said by the accused and collected by the police would be considered as inadmissible.
Good day, Mr. Penduko. I am reporter Maria from ABA5. Is it okay if we ask a few questions?
Yeah, sure. Ask all you want.
According to the police, you are caught because of drugs. Is this true?
Oh, yes, I took some drugs and maybe you should try some.
Another question, Mr. Penduko. Can we know how long you were taking drugs?
It's been a year.
The confession and evidences that was said by the accused and collected by the media will be considered as admissible. Now, let's proceed to the second aspect of due process, the substantive due process. These aspects involves the right of the certain person in his property, which refers to the quality of being legally and natural inheritance.
Substantive due process has two causes. One is just causes and the other is authorized causes.
Mr. Del Cruz, have you heard of a thief? You did stole funds of my company. You are fired!
Just causes is a justified due of termination due to the actions, behavior committed by an employee, and this has been considered a violation of the law, company, contracts, and agreements.
Good day, Miss Padua. I came here to submit my resignation letter.
I hope you take time to read and accept the letter. Thank you, Miss Padua.
Day by day, the internet becomes less safe, so as a user, we should be aware of our personal information such as picture, our contact numbers, address, and other important details about you that can be used by identity for illegal purposes. Additionally, we should be understand our personal rights because it might help us in times of issues and difficulties.